Zach, you wanted to talk about The Real
Rob.
Tell us about Real Rob.
This is an interesting story. So I can't remember. I was on Rob Schneider's like IMDb or something. I was like, what has he done since like Deuce Bigelow 2? And I saw Real Rob, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I typed in Real Rob on YouTube, and I saw these clips from like 2015 with like 1,000 views on his official YouTube channel. It's like his.
Actual 1,000?
No branding at all. It's really, but it's his. Because
Really?
it links to everything. Yeah, it's his. And there's like 3 clips, and I linked them. You can find, you type in Real Rob, and it says it's called like Real Rob Sneak Peek. I think the second one's the best one. It's like Rob Schneider going to a coffee shop. And
is that?
I've seen that.
You can tell that Rob Schneider watched like Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's like, I can make that.
absolutely,
That's
yeah.
easy.
I think he watched Louis.
You watched Louis and Curb, and I'll get to
In
that in a second
Seinfeld.
too. Yeah, in Seinfeld, because
Is it also kind of like the Ricky Gervais show, or where he was extras, where he's like
Kind of,
an actor?
but
Well,
the
I
weird-
tell
but-
you,
but-
I've been watching like Seinfeld
what do
every
you
night
think
with
of
Lexi.
What do you think of it?
I like it.
It's a good show, right? It's not what you thought it was, right? It's like a cheesy. It's like a cheesy '90s show. It's good.
Yeah, you watch stuff after a while. Like every single night we watch Seinfeld, but she puts it on and I kind of like
Absorb
watch
it?
videos, and then I like tune it
Seinfeld
out
is the
after a
white
while.
noise of New York City. If you live in New York City and you have a television, you're gonna have Seinfeld.
It's on every night here,
It's
yeah.
on every night.
So you
Anywhere.
were saying like the whole.
So I was saying, but if you watch Curb or like a show about a celebrity, it's usually like the celebrities are really petty, kind of, neurotic, petty people. Like they're successful, but they're still like they're really petty about stuff. Like a dollar, they'll squabble over like a nickel or something. Rob Schneider did not get that memo. His show is about how famous he is, how cool he is, and how rich he is. And so the sneak peek on YouTube is he's like, it really piqued my interest. I was like, what's this? And he goes to like a coffee shop, and the guy's like, okay, here's your coffee. He's like, what, are you gonna tip me? And Rob's like, what? I gave you a $5 tip. He's like, no, I need more. You're famous. You could give me $100. And Rob Schneider goes, I could give you $1,000, but I'm not gonna do that either. And I was like, whoa, is this fucking real? And then it goes on for like 10 minutes.
And he says,
it ends with him. He says, I'm gonna go back to my $2 million house and my $150,000 car and sleep with my hot 29-year-old wife. And he leaves. And I was like, this will be fucking good. And so I looked into it more.
No, he comes back then
Comes
and
back.
gives him a $20 tip.
Gives him a 20. Yeah, he gives him a 20.
He's a hero on top
He's
of
a
that.
hero.
But it's
Actually
supposed to be
kinda
self-aware, right? We're supposed to say, what an idiot.
Yeah, no. But like, it's not that kind of character. We're like, oh, this guy's. You really believe that's how Rob Schneider is because he wrote it.
Like, you know, in Louis, it's like he's like, you know, doing well for himself and stuff, but he still has a shitty, horrible
Exactly.
life. Like, that's what makes
That's
it
what you're
funny.
supposed to do. Same thing with Curb. It's like
You're supposed to relate,
he's rich,
kinda.
but Larry David's like the most like petty, neurotic weirdo, and that's what makes it enjoyable.
Who's the guy that you like, the comedian?
Norm Macdonald?
Yeah.
This is the saddest part.
That
There's a
clip
there's a-
was terrible.
I think we say this. I think Norm Macdonald is one of the funniest comedians
He
of all
is.
time. One of the most underrated comedians of all time. I've never seen him ever do
He plays
anything.
a
I've
good-
never seen him
He
do
plays a
it.
good chicken man.
Absolutely. Did you say Chicken Man? What the fuck does that mean?
I like how you started with exactly. Like, you were ready.
I agree. That's
ready to just be like, yes, Corey,
When I look
you're
at
on
Corey-
board. But
Corey
he's
said
on board a
chicken man-
different ship, dude.
I'll tell you, he's like Hitler. I looked at his eyes and he believes himself, so I believe him. I was like, oh yeah, naturally, he's a chicken man. And then I saw the fear in Corey's eyes
When it finally struck when I was
when
like,
Corey realized what he said, that he created a monster.
You were on a ship around the freaking Manhattan Islands. Corey was on a ship to fucking Mars.
He was not this planet, but
He's a good chicken man. Go ahead.
Norm Macdonald, one of the funniest, never done anything bad ever until I saw this. It's the saddest thing. I know
Yes.
that hurt me in my heart.
Yeah.
It looked like he didn't
Everything
wanna-
he's ever been in.
To be fair, it looked like he didn't want to be there.
You watch the clip. It's Rob Schneider. The story is Rob Schneider wants to get a vasectomy or whatever, and the gag is that Rob Schneider is worried that it has to do with like memory loss or it leads to dementia or something. And he's like, oh, my friend Norm Macdonald got a vasectomy. I'll talk to him. And he goes to like a diner with this shitty like not Curb Your Enthusiasm music where it's trying to be that.
yeah.
And he sits down with Norm Macdonald, and Norm is just sitting there, and he just looks so tired, and he never moves his eyes. They're staring directly straight. They never move. And he deliberately, I can tell, you can just feel it. Norm Macdonald's a really good like improv comic. You can tell he's reading up a script. And I'm pretty sure what happened was he started doing improv, and Rob was like, no, do the fucking script. Because he's just sitting there like with no smile.
Oh, like he was making a point, like a passive point.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
fine,
yeah.
you want me to read every
Yeah.
word just as is? Fine,
It's
that's what you
really,
got.
really bad. And
Yeah, he's sitting there with a stick up his ass.
he's just sitting there like, yeah, anyways, he does not want to be there.
Yeah.
But the most interesting thing about that show, you can tell immediately when you watch it, is I'm pretty sure this was Rob Schneider's choice. I think he wanted his eyes to pop because he has blue eyes. So the saturation is fucking blasted.
Yeah.
So all of the blues are super, super blue. His eyes, everyone who has like slightly green or blue eyes has vibrant blue eyes.
Yeah.
All the oranges and blues are super turned up. Like the shots of Ellie look really nice, which is how you know it's not right. You know, it's fucking, it's manipulated. But the show itself is even more baffling. The show is, the first thing is, it's a Netflix original.
Yeah.
But there's no, it's the only Netflix show I've ever seen with zero Netflix Netflix branding. There's no Netflix original on it. I had to look it up. It's pushed to the back of Netflix, and when it starts, there's no commercials. It just starts the episode.
I'm like embarrassed by it.
Yeah, they don't even want to put their name on it.
They didn't want to.
Fucking Norm at that YouTube red carpet thing is the funniest video.
Yeah, if you're at home, type in Norm Macdonald killing it on YouTube. it's him at the YouTube red carpet thing.
Comedy Week.
Comedy Week. He's with like Cassim G and some other YouTuber, and he's like in sweatpants. He's up in this outdoor living room.
He doesn't care.
All
at
the stars are here. Raphael fine. Wow. Just not give a fuck.
When you say like get blasted, I just remember there's like this like Go anime video floating around where it's like all the bad guys get grilled, and it's just like a bunch of it's like Freddy Krueger walking in.
Corey, you are autistic.
Corey, what? This is
It's like Freddy Krueger and Chucky, and the mom's like, "You were bad. Go to your room." And he's like, "Wow." Then he goes away, and then another bad guy.
Corey, I thought you were going with my thought. You did it so naturally. I thought you were going with what I was saying. It was completely.
But there's like a related video of like a controversial Go anime video about a kid who puts his baby sister on a grill and then eats her. And there's like reaction videos of little kids being like, "Whoa, this is messed up." You're gonna hear like fish tanks popping in the background. It's fucking
You hear the parents
retarded.
fighting in the background.
But there's like 14 fucking videos on the side that are just nothing but that. It's just like these like kids that are like, you can hear like the loud clicks of their fucking buttons. They're just like, that's so messed up.
I'm sorry to distract you from your point, but
No,
that reminds
sorry,
me of something really funny.
Was that?
When me and you first started talking to each other, you lived out in Kansas, and you had that shitty ass microphone.
Yeah, I had a fish tank.
Yeah. One time I was like, Zach, can you send me lines for something? He's like, yeah, okay. And he sent me the line, and it was like, like a big fish tank, and his like voice like. And I was
I think it was louder than my voice.
Yeah, and I was like, Zach, I can't use that. Like, go into your closet. And then he sent me back this thing. It was literally, he found every sound effect he could, and he layered them all on top of each other, like power drills, like birds, fucking airplanes.
I stood like construction guys are going, "Hey, move it back!"
I got
like
so
trees.
fucking mad at him. I almost like punched my computer.
The funniest thing is I took the original audio situation anyways and just added that on top of it. I didn't redo it.
Yeah, you
I'm
fucking
sorry.
asshole.
I didn't mean to derail the conversation.
No, that's fine. It reminded me of that.
But when you say like, when it's just saying something like, "He's killing it," it's just that's what little fucking kids say. Shit.
Because like, sorry, go back to your Norm story.
Rob Schneider. So this thing is like pushed to the back of Netflix, and the show is fucking strange. So he like, I was watching interviews. He was like comparing to Faulty Towers.
Oh.
He was like,
Whatever.
yeah, John Cleese and his wife wrote that series, so I'm gonna do this to my wife. And he puts his real life wife in the show, and she's like some 25-year-old Mexican.
29.
29-year-old. Sorry, don't want to get confused here. And he like shows her pussy and her ass and her tits in every episode.
Wait,
She
really?
wears really like revealing and sexy outfits.
He gets her tits in every shot she's in. She's like, "Rob, I do not want to be in this
Like
show."
her bare tits?
No, but like she's like really her cleavage.
what an
There's one
asshole.
episode she's like on a strip pole, and it's like a pussy tight, like a tight cover, like a pussy and like panties. It's his real wife. Her life delivery is terrible, but it's fascinating. If you really want to watch something that's interesting,
You know what?
See, because like even if you're gonna,
I watched like
clips.
3 episodes.
even if
see
you
that?
are self-aware and you're making fun of the fact, you're making fun of yourself in certain ways. I feel like the fact that you're still promoting the idea that you are this super rich guy with this super awesome car and this super hot wife, no matter how much you trash yourself or whatever, make fun of yourself.
Yeah.
That's still
I mean,
the main
it's what he's
focus.
trying to do. He's what you can like pretend it's not for that, but it's what that for what it
I
is.
love
Yeah.
how tryhard that title is. Like, I'm the real Rob.
The real Rob.
Did
Yeah.
you see that episode where he runs over a black guy?
He runs when he's got this car.
And it's just really creepy how the black guy's just there like with blood covered over his face, and the cops keep talking to him, telling him how funny he is, and there's
There's like a dead guy there with blood coming out of his mouth, and they're like, "Wow, Rob Schneider is like, can I get a selfie with you? Are you okay?"
Yeah,
It's
can I
really
get you
creepy.
a glass of water? You're so funny.
Yeah, you're so funny.
Is that supposed to be the joke though? Because no one would
No,
actually
no,
ever
he-
say that to him. Like,
The
I'm
best-
not trying to be an asshole, but Chad and I were talking about this earlier. When it comes to Rob Schneider, it's not like I know very few people that hate him, but I don't know a single person that would ever say, "I want to grow up to be the next Rob Schneider," or like my favorite guy in that movie, Rob
He
Schneider.
killed it. I'll say this: nobody's said his name endearingly like 20 years. It's always like, "Yeah, Rob Schneider."
Yeah.
No one's ever said Rob Schneider in like a good way, like a long time.
I bet that South Park episode had a lot to do with this. Like,
Oh,
that
yeah.
episode made him into
God.
an actual joke.
But he's always been an asshole. There's so
No,
many
he's always been an asshole,
Yeah.
right? But nobody really cared or knew
Yeah,
that. But then
everyone's
that
just
episode
like-
came out, it was like, derp, derp, derp. And then now he's just like, I'm not a joke! And he makes that show
I think
to
it's
look
what it
cool. Yeah.
Zach, have you seen the tagline of the episode? That he's a comedian
Yes.
who is more funny off camera?
Yes.
Because instead, this is the real Rob off camera. He's a
The
lot
best thing
funnier.
about it though is that every episode like has like 2 or 3 parts. parts where he's doing the Louis thing, or the Seinfeld Louis thing, where he's like in front of a brick wall, but it's like a shitty, obviously it's like plastic brick wall, and he's very obviously not in the audience.
Yeah.
Like he's not telling jokes to anybody.
Does he really do the same thing Louis does?
Yes.
Come on, dude.
But he'll like do the bit from like the episode.
Yeah.
But I really would kill to see the raw footage of him with like white noise and like people coughing and like no like audience laughter with this shitty like because he's just in front of a fucking fake like shitty plastic
embarrassing.
wall.
Like you know the way Louis like directs that and he
Yeah,
stars
yeah,
that and
yeah.
he edits it too. Like
Yeah.
I wonder does Rob like do any of that?
I think he said it was self-funded, but if you look at interviews with it, the whole thing is just fucking strange. He did like 8 episodes.
That one with the billboard where
Yes!
he keeps stressing he got $500,000 to be in an ad.
The fact that, dude, so the part he's talking about, he like does this weird like Chinese erectile dysfunction. He's like, "You sure this is not going to be in America, right?" And he goes like, "No, it will not be in America." He's like, "Here is your payment," and they're like at a conference with cameras, and the Chinese guy pulls out a bag of cash of $500,000 in cash, and I was like, "Rob Schneider, that has never happened to you. Who the fuck pays in cash, you weirdo?"
It's almost like the opposite. You ever see Extras?
I've seen
So it's like
yeah.
it's like he's one of the guys from Extras.
Yeah,
he's like one of the
yeah.
guests from Extras.
Exactly. It's creepy. The whole thing is just creepy.
You're talking about like adding like white noise to something. It's kind of like when people take the Big Bang Theory and remove out all the laughing, so it's just like these creepy people cracking jokes at each other. But there's another one that's really bizarre that Lexi showed me. She showed me Full House without that. What's that little girl's name? The little girl.
Wait,
in
the
Full
Olsens?
House? Yeah,
Olsen
the
twins?
Olsen twin that was popular.
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
Yeah, what's the one?
Mary
that
Kate and Ashley.
Which one was the one that was popular?
They switched out.
Mary Kate.
They're one character in the show, but they switched
but
out.
there was like one girl in it. I
Oh.
forget
Isn't
her
that weird?
name.
Isn't that fucking weird?
I
They were one
forget
person,
her
but they just
name,
alternated
but the
babies.
little one that like all the
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
But the little one that the humor revolved around,
Yeah.
they made an episode where they completely cut her out, and he's just like talking to like nothing. He's like, I think, or I'll say Mary or Kate. He'll be like, "Hey Kate, what do you have to say about this?" And there's just like no audio, and he's like, "We'll have to talk to some people about that." And it's just like the girl comes in, like one of the little older girls, and she's just like. He's just like, I forget what his name is, but he's like, what's his actual fucking
I don't
name?
fucking-
I'm going so blank, dude.
What you're saying
Okay,
is
so he
that
goes-
the whole show revolves around bouncing like humor off the little kids.
Yes, and when you don't see it, it's like there's this one creepy scene where he picks up like this invisible air that's like Photoshop moving around, and then he's like, "What do you got to say about that?" And she says some stuff, and then like they're all laughing. They're like, she's funny. That girl is funny." But there's like nobody there, and there's no audio, or it's just complete silence.
The only
Zach-
reason she was so liked is because she was a sex object.
Exactly. Yeah.
Zach was talking about. Zach was saying that he'd like to see the raw footage where it's just like Rob will make a joke and be like, "Ah, blah blah blah," and then like you'll hear the compressor of the audio.
Yeah,
go,
let's say edit out and say I want to
Like-
hear, I want to get the camera and just hear him be like, "Yeah, so my wife is Mexican."
Yeah, and then you hear like that
You hear
little.
dead
You
silence.
hear that compressor go.
Yeah, hear somebody like flushing.
You hear the
toilet in
background noise cut in.
Yeah.
You
Because
hear the real fucking audio. of
Or even
nobody
just
laughing.
him like coughing and then him like repeating the joke like no. That's,
Hold on, let me redo that one.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna do that one again.
But his wife
Yeah.
is the funniest part of the show. She's always, her tits are in every shot, and she's like, "Rob, what do you want to do today?" She talks like she's like from Mexico.
tell she's not an actress, yeah.
I'm not being racist. The first shot of the first episode is them laying in bed, and there's a large spotlight above them, and she's like, "Let me turn the light on." She turns the lamp on. I'm like, wait, the light wasn't on? That was supposed to be the dark room with a big fucking spotlight above them. I was like, holy shit! It's a perfect way to set the whole tone
maybe
for
they
the show.
forgot to color correct it.
No, because they color. Look at his eyes. His eyes are like this. The color of this water
Weird.
bottle.
Sometimes he has like white stuff around his eyes
Yeah,
too.
he's like
strange.
decaying. The worst thing is though the makeup. You can see where the makeup cuts off at his neck. Like, the
No.
whole thing- yes.
No,
he's
it
like-
actually looks creepy.
He looks like a corpse. He looks
That's
like a
the
corpse.
joke, right? Like,
No,
that-
I
don't-
no, it's just real.
No,
Zach,
he has
have you
to-
seen
he
that
has to
one?
hide his blemishes and stuff.
Like bizarre scene where he makes fun of the retarded guy as a mime.
Yes, and then the
What
guy
was
gets
the
like
point of
punched in the
that?
face. There's
Yeah.
no point.
Does
That
he-
show.
'Cause I don't even get the joke of that.
Does he ever get his comeuppance or no?
He gets punched in one episode, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, there's a lot of scenes where you're like, wait, what just happened? And you have to rewind. You're like, why did that happen?
Yeah, what is the joke?
Where
of
you're
this
like
part?
genuinely confused. Like there's one part where he starts making fun of a retarded guy for no reason.
Yeah.
He just goes, It's like, no,
reason.
it's like, why did you do? The guy comes. The context is a retarded guy, a mentally disabled guy, walks up. He's never been in series before, and Rob immediately starts making fun of him for no reason.
That's pretty funny.
But no, it's just weird. It's like, wait, it has nothing to do with the plot. It's just fucking
It
strange.
sounds funny because it's like that makes him look really bad.
Yeah, it makes him.
But I think it hits that he was like, oh, this will be likable. This is hilarious.
This is relatable.
But you see about his real. I looked up his real stand-up that he does now. All of the jokes are about how he knows Adam Sandler. He has one bit
Wait, what? How he was Adam Sandler?
how he knows him.
Oh.
How he's like friends with Adam Sandler. There's one bit where he's like, Adam Sandler called me up and said, "I want you to do a little part for me." And I was like, "What's the line?" He was like, "You can do it." And now look at me. Look how big I am now.
That's not
He's
at all.
bragging
He
about
never
the
said
part.
that. He never said that on
Type
stage.
in Rob Schneider, you can do it. Stand up.
never-
I
they
swear to
never
God,
said
he's
that.
fucking
And
deluded.
he brings it up several times in the real Rob.
He does.
And he knows Adam Sandler.
He
and
does.
has worked it
Sounds
out.
like such a piece
But
of
anyways,
shit.
Do you
The-
think
the
like
funniest part.
he sits around with his like hot wife and just plays "You Can Do It" compilations on YouTube?
Hey, honey, check this out. She's like, I've seen this rap. He's like, yeah, look at it. It's really funny, this part. But the funniest part about all of this, the cherry on top, is that I talked about it on Twitter. I didn't even tweet at Rob Schneider. I tweeted about the show. I didn't type in Rob Schneider. I typed in real Rob Schneider, whatever. I think and then I was blocked. So I'm pretty sure he types his own name in on Twitter and finds people to get mad at and blocks them.
What did you say about it?
I said the show is terrible. And then they keep blocking me because of
He
that.
seriously blocked you because of that?
I was actually heartbroken.
Trump blocked you.
Trump blocked me, Rob Schneider blocked me.
What did you
all
say
in
to
the
Trump?
same like 2 days, 3
I am
days.
heartbroken.
What did you say to Trump?
Nothing. I never tweeted Trump before. What would you do in the apocalypse? If the world ended, what would you do?
I would run from bad men, hide in basement, and
I
eat
would build a
cereal.
Thunderdome first of all.
You do what?
You guys
That's
know
fine,
what
Mel
a
Gibson.
Thunderdome is?
Oh, from Mad Max?
Yeah, it's a big metal cage with weapons on the side, and 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. That's the
Now,
rule.
would you be the guy who enters, or would you be the guy who looks over it?
Oh, I'd run it. I'd run the thing.
Jefferson
You
on
guys just
top,
run it,
look
you know.
down.
Yeah, I'd just, I'd be like the promoter.
Let's suppose you're the leader of the free world, Jeff.
Yeah,
Who do you put against each other? You can pick anybody you want to.
in the Thunderdome,
Yeah, anybody in the world.
Adam Sandler versus
Adam Carolla, the two Adams.
Adam Carolla, yeah.
They stage up.
I don't know.
Finally, after all these years of tension.
You really didn't pause on Adam Sandler. It just
I'm just
spilled out of your
Well,
mouth like sweet,
I would-
sinful molasses.
I would give the other guy a few extra chainsaws on his side of the Thunderdome.
Jeff was just going by alphabetical order.
I put Rob Schneider with Jenny McCarthy so you can get rid of the anti-vaxxers together, kill each
Yeah.
other.
Just worse people.
The Rob Schneider?
You think Schneider's the worst person in the world?
Name the worst person in the world.
I don't
you,
know.
you really believe Rob Schneider's the
Literally-
worst person in the world?
I know for a fact there's someone out there right now who's like cutting off a kid's head and like fucking the neck.
I'm sorry, did that person star Deuce Bigelow too? Thought so.
Oh my god.
Prove me wrong.
I like Rob Schneider.
Fuck Rob Schneider.
He's completely harmless.
You know, he's only guilty as being the most successful, worthless coattail rider in the world. He's basically coattail rid Sandler into his $1 billion success.
Yeah, but he never. He always plays like weird, foreign, creepy guy, like weird stereotype. It's like
Yeah.
I am at a, you know.
They make cameos in each other's movies all the time. I wouldn't say that he's like
It's a
coattail.
pretty one-way street. Rob Schneider pretty much makes all the cameos in Adam Sandler's movies.
Yeah.
I can't imagine seeing Adam Sandler.
Why are we talking about Rob Schneider? Is he a friend of yours? Who gives a shit? It's Rob
I like
Schneider.
Rob, all right.
Oh, really?
You don't
Worst
like
man in
Rob
the
at
world?
all. You
I
said
went
that
to
if Rob
Rob's
was
house.
you said if Rob Schneider was at a party, he'd be the one guy you would not talk to.
Right now, people are raising an eyebrow at you, Zach, because it's all pro-Hitler this, and I love Hitler that, and fuck Rob Schneider, he's the worst
I don't love
person
Hitler.
ever.
I think he's a cool guy. There's a difference.
Oh shit.
Isn't Rob Schneider Jewish?
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
He's one of those Jews who looks like a Jew too.
He's one of those fucking big dirty Jews with a huge fucking.
Yeah, he's got that gross Jew hair, and my name is my name is Zach Hadel.
My stepper, fuck pussy, yo,
Stop
bitch.
it. Stop. That's slander, and I don't appreciate
Jesse
it.
Pinkman too. Near the end.
Yeah, that was Jesse Pinkman, bitch.
Yo, Mr. White,
Jesse Pinkman,
let's
bitch.
smoke marijuana.
That was the weirdest Jesse Pinkman I ever heard. Jesse Pinkman, bitch.
He doesn't say bitch, he says betch. It's like B-E-T-C-H. Betch.
Jesse.
Stamper, tell me what you thought of the last episode of Breaking Bad.
Whatever.
Yeah, okay, so next topic.
Next topic.
Ooh.